Happy Sunday, crafty friends. Thank you so much for being here for day 10 of my Crafty Advent 2023 live series. If you are here with us live over in the chat, make sure that you either have it on live chat or all chat, just so you're seeing the newest messages. If this is your first time here with us live, make sure to let us know over there. And if you are on the replay crew, welcome. So glad you're here as well. Make sure when you leave your comment below to include the hashtag replay. Hopefully I did miss welcoming some of you, so welcome to anybody that I missed pulling up on screen. I do have one comment here I just wanted to share before we get started. If we can send out some prayers and positive thoughts for Catherine's nephew-in-law and family. We hope everything is okay. All right. So if this is kind of your first time here to this series, what I am doing is on December 1st through 24th, except a couple days, I'm going to be going live and opening up my 3 Crafty Advent calendars. And then I'm going to make a tag here using some of my Advent goodies. And at the end of the live, I'm going to give it away to one of the people who are watching who would like to win it. Now, also, just so you know, the tag I will send anywhere in the world. But I also have an extra special giveaway that if you watch the entire series and collect the secret words, that I will tell you how at the end of the month you can enter those to win one of the 2. I'm giving away a Crafter's Companion and a Spellbinders Advent Calendar, 1 to 2 lucky winners. So make sure to keep collecting those secret words and keep in mind they are secret. Do not share them. Do not point them out in the chat or the comments. All right. I want those of you like who are here with me today to be the ones who are earning those entries into the giveaway. One thing I would like to point out, it is scrolling on the bottom, but we'll take a stop to pause it and talk about it. If there is something specifically, oh, here we go, got to show it. If there's something specifically that I need to see, or you have a question specifically for me, please type my name, Alicia, or Crafty Al in all caps in front of it. Or if you're on a desktop, you can start typing in @CallMeCraftyAl, and it will highlight it for me. That is the best option. That is the one that I can see much easier when I do have time to pause to check out those comments. Once I get to crafting, it gets a little crazy. Speaking of getting to crafting and crazy, let's go to the overhead. And here are the tags I have created so far, all 9 of them. Remember, we are using the same color palette for everything, and I am trying to stick to just the items I am getting in the advent calendar. So thankfully yesterday we got some sequins, so now we can add a little sparkle to some of our future tags. I will be using, of course, cardstocks and inks that I pulled from my stash to go with that color combo. I want to show you a couple other things. If you watched Stamp Wars last night where I was a guest, go ahead and type Stamp Wars over in that chat box. If you didn't, so I got this package and I couldn't open it until last night. And then there were 6 of us actually playing along who got to open it, and then we created cards on screen. So I'll show you what we got. All the products were given to us from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. And we got this package. Oh, this is the backside, which is beautiful and I love, but you can't see all the other pretty patterns they sent us as well. So some little pattern panels, a sentiment stamp set that you could cut apart each of these lines for whatever card you wanted. And then look at this fun silhouette stamp. So we created with those. Now, normally during Stamp Wars, you are given some parameters, and then while you're making your cards, you're given sabotages. So while these aren't like my most extensive best cards ever, I was so worried that those sabotages that were going to be coming, and I was trying to whip through these cards, right, so that I would have time to focus on the sabotage if it was crazy. Well, spoiler alert, there weren't any, which, was probably good. A lot of them had never done lives before or were newer, so probably a good thing. But I will show you the 2 cards I made, and make sure I'll try to link it in the description box after this, but make sure to check out the Nancy Stamps YouTube channel so you can watch last night's stream. The replay is up over there. All right, so the first one, we could only use stuff that we were sent in the package. So this is what I went with. The background kind of reminded me of a pond. I put some of the cattails here and teeny tiny geese. But then I used the entire stamp set instead of cutting it apart. For the second one, we could add stuff from our own stash and kind of put our touch on it. Again, though, I was so freaked out. Sabotages were coming. So I quickly ink blended a rainbow background using just a red, yellow, and blue. And then I stamped my geese and cut it out with an oval. And then I did stamp the main part of the sentiment and cut out one of the lines for that and added some sparkle. So I hope you'll go check that out if you were not there watching us. It looks like we did have a couple viewers there. Awesome. One other thing, if you watched yesterday's or you were with us yesterday, I put some wood pieces on my desktop, and I asked you if you thought you might know what I was making. Well, I finished that project yesterday. I still have to edit the video, but the pieces that you saw yesterday would have been wooden, and they were like in these shapes, and there were some good guesses on what I made. But are you ready? Give me a drum roll over there in the comments. Guys, look what it made. So I stained the wood with paint, and then check it out. It's a gift card holder. So that was super fun. I got this file on Creative Fabrica, which I'll be telling you about in my video, and then I cut the wood with the X tool. All right. I think, sorry, I lost my comments. Okay, the comments have flown by, so if you have something I need to see, you might want to retype it in. And remember, if you start typing @CallMeCraftyAl, that would be great. All right, I think it's time to open. I don't know if I missed anything. If I missed anything, let me know over in the chat. But of course, you know, I'll probably miss it. Welcome, Karen. Thank you so much. All right, let me zoom out a little bit here so we can see some more of these. All right, up first is Spellbinders. Today is day 10, guys. Right here. This is about a 2x2 square. I'm going to guess maybe a stamp and die. Let me know over in the chat what you think it might be. And we will take a look at it. I am loving just each day being surprised. All right, ready? Oh, yes, I do want to thank you. Thank you, Polly, for the reminder. If you would give this video your stamp of approval, and that just means giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with a crafty friend, I would totally appreciate that. All right, so here is the preview. I'm going to guess that is dies. Yeah, I doubt that that's a stamp, but let's see. Are we ready? Yep, dies. All right, that's cute. Some little flowers. Those will make nice additions to things. All right. Oh, I just noticed day 10 is like indented in the back of that plastic. All right, Crafter's Companion. Oh, up here, it is very little here, like maybe 2x1 or something. I'm going to say some kind of embellishments. Give me your guesses over there in the chat. We ready? Oh, it's firm. It's big in there. What do we got? All right. It is iridescent glitter. And yeah, I cannot get, it is very sparkly. Unfortunately, I cannot get that to show up on camera. So some glitter there might make some nice shine. And last but certainly not least is Tailored Expressions. Day 10. It's probably 1/2 to 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to say a rubber stamp because the back is flat and then this side is bumpy. All right, give me your guesses over there. Oh, it definitely feels like it's a rubber stamp. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a little doggy laying down. I don't know what kind of doggy. I'll be curious to see what else we get with it this week. Let me know in the comment section if you're a dog person. I am more of a cat person. All right. I will go ahead and lay these out so you guys can see them. And then we'll pick what we're working with today. Always the part where I start to get nervous. Oh, this has got a teeny tiny piece I know I could lose. And then glitter. All right, be right back. Which if I get to die cut today, you guys might be proud of me. I busted out something special that I'm going to give a try. All right, let's zoom in here. So here's what we're working with. Let's go find out what I will be working with. All right, so I've taken off what has gotten chosen. So the only option with 2 left is artist choice. And that would mean that I decide which of the 3 I'm going to use. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Tailored expressions. I will be making something with this dog. And you know I'm not going to know what color it should be. So now I get to try to think really hard. All right. So I don't think with the dog that I will be using flower dyes, so I can put these away. And I don't know that I'll be using glitter. This might be a quick one today, guys. It might just be, it just might be throwing that dog on a tag. I have no idea. We're going to have to see what we come to. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put my flower dyes away in my magnetic folder. And I've been getting some questions on this in comments later. This one was made by Lifestyle Crafts, but I also have some from Quick Cuts. And unfortunately, neither of these companies is still in business, but you could possibly look for, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Look for them on eBay, maybe. That, you know, they might still have some floating around. All right, I'm going to bring in previous stuff. I think I put the glitter away. I think I might, you know what? Okay, I haven't got to use this stencil set yet. And you know how sometimes, so I'm not huge into coloring, right? Sometimes I'll just create a very colorful background and then put my image mainly in black and white on top of that. So I think that's what I'll do today, just because I have been wanting to use these stencils. And so I think I'm gonna use this, and we'll just have our doggy on there. Maybe if there's room, you know, I can put like one of the sentiments from this Tailored Expression set on it. We'll see. I am going to keep that out. Hold on, let me find it. Davis says she thinks it's a French bulldog. I know, let's see, what else have I talked about? I've talked about not knowing the correct colors for a few things this series. One of them is flowers, which I just make flowers whatever color I want to. I have no idea what they are. There was something else. And then like types of dogs or types of cats. Also don't know what color they should be. So it probably, now that you say that, French bulldog, I probably have seen one of those before, but yeah. I mean, if it turns out pink, don't put it past me, right? All right. Now I'm going to bring in my kit that I pre-made ahead of time. And remember, we're just using the colors and the markers and the inks from in here. I need something that this is going to cover a good portion of. You know what? Since this is going to be quick and simple, I am going to go with the My Favorite Things set. Now, this one is made so you have the backer, and then you can put some of these covers that fold up. But I think I'm just going to use the backer for this one. So I'm going to pull that out. Later, we might add a hole reinforcer. We will see. Thinking white cardstock for that. And then we have 3 layers here. So I'm going to pick out 3 colors. I've used a lot of watermelon this series. So I'm going to do sweet basil, pumpkin, and toffee for this. Oh, I forgot to have my banner running at the bottom. Let's see. There we go. In case this is your first time here and you don't know how to get my attention if you need it. All right, going to go ahead and die cut my tag first. And yes, I know at least one of you got it right when I busted out. I got out my magic mat, you guys. I did test it out last night just to make sure that I could use it. And at first I thought I rolled it through and like there was no resistance at all. I'm like, oh, great. This is not going to work. Because, you know, when I use it with my Sizzix mats, you know, I have to use a little muscle. But this rolled right through. But it did cut. I think I put in the recycle bin when I cut, but it did work. So, all right. I always like to, when I have a flat edge on a die, I always try to turn it a little bit when I'm sending it through the die cutter. It usually goes through a little bit better. Yeah, see, like there was no pressure on that. Look at that though. It did not cut all the way through. All right, guys, I'm going to try it one more time here. I know some people were saying they've had to use shims. I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Oh, okay, that one came out. I'll just roll it back and forth. So that one came out great. So we got 2. One is going to be to build my tag on, and the other I will sign later and put on the back for the winner. And that should be the last of that I need. Now for my little doggy, I think I'm going to, I was going to stamp and heat emboss him. Let's see. Karen says, where's she at? She always uses a shim. I'll have to think about maybe putting something underneath there just, you know, to be safe. And then I think Pat had a question. Would you show us your crafty blending brushes and where can we find them? Yeah, when I bring them in, I will tell you which ones I'll be using, okay? All right, but now I want to stamp my little doggy. One thing I am allowing myself to bring in besides the inks that I have out or the cardstocks are like metallics. So I am going to bring in VersaFine Clair. And I'm just going to tear this out and stamp that dog right on here. I always make sure if I do put things in the corner that's nice and tight down there before I get started. Uh-oh. Oh, thought I lost my anti-static powder tool. So this has some powder in it, so the embossing powder only sticks to where I want it. So I rub that on my cardstock. If you were using a dark cardstock, you might need to take a Swiffer cloth to it after. So get some of that white powder off. But my cardstock's white, so nobody will ever know. Oh, okay. Look. Oh, that's so cute. That's super cute. Now, pour some powder on my little doggy. And I'm going to put my mic on mute while I heat set this. And now the beauty of the tray is I just put it right back in here. Oh, and somebody the other day told me to use like a dryer towel before I put my powder in here and totally forgot. This clear usually comes out pretty well. Oh, Monica, I do see your comment about the 1 or 2 pieces of paper, but it shot all the way to the top of the thing. I cannot find it. Yes, I'll try maybe just keep something underneath there permanently now. Okay, now I think what I'll do, I definitely want to cut him out and pop him up, but you know that I don't want to cut him out and pop him up. So I'm going to fire up my brother's scan and cut here. I used it the first couple days that we went live together. I'll get it ready over here. I always have to remember to look for the arrow to know which end to put my stuff on. And I do have to tape this down because I still haven't tried any of the tricks or gotten new mats for my scan and cut. But many of you reached out with tricks for me that I do want to try. But for now, I just use the painter's tape. Yes, feel free to name our little doggy. It's just scanning it right now. All right. We will let the brother scan and cut that out. Yeah. One of the things I love about that, the scan and cut, is it detects how thick your paper or your material is and automatically figures out the correct settings to cut it. And I need that in my life. Back now, my silhouette, it kind of has an auto blade that you tell it the material and it will adjust itself. But back before I had that, I wasted so much cardstock and pattern paper, like not knowing what blade depth and everything to use. Here we have our cute little bulldog. Now, I did add a little white border, and I did that with the scan and cut. So we might add just a touch of color to him later, like maybe right here on his little muzzle. We'll see. All right. But now let's do some stenciling. And I'm just going to bring in a piece of grid paper that I've already used a little bit to catch that excess. And then I have not forgotten, Pat wants to see my brushes. All right, before I zoom in any further, so I have lots of different brushes. So I started out just using this size, and these were all from the Dollar Tree. Worked fine for me, got the job done. But I did eventually invest in Waffle Flower Crafts brushes because I liked how the handles went with your color family. And I also discovered at this time why you might want to pay a little bit more for blending brushes. They did go on smoother. I do love these. I still use them. But because I'm on the Tailored Expressions team now and I have to use theirs, I also have their set here. Again, handles with color coordination. They have the bitty blender brushes, which you can put stickers on, and they just put out some detail blending brushes as well. Again, I would say both of these work great. I love them both. Important to me was the color coordinated handles, because on those Dollar Tree ones, I would put little pieces of washi tape, like a red washi tape, an orange washi tape. Well, that eventually kind of tore and came off. I also mixed over in this one, have some Waffle Flower Crafts detail blending brushes, and I showed these in a video probably last month. These work very nice when you have small areas that you maybe don't want to overblend into another opening. Those were beautiful. So I would say get what you can afford and what you think is going to work best for you. Alicia, what brand is your powder tool? This is from Tailored Expressions. And I don't know if you could see that, but powder just flew up. And it has kind of like this is kind of like a foam, kind of spongy thing up there that the powder comes out of. One more. Carmen, so if you stamp 5 dogs on the cardstock, does a scan and cut see each as separate? Yes, Carmen, it would. It would show you, yes, 5 different dogs, and then you get a little preview. if you go into edit, you get a little preview of each section it's going to cut. So you would have 5 different cuts that you would see it would make. But yes, it would do all 5. The only thing where I run into troubles is with sentiments, because they're not connected together, which there are ways around it, but I'm not going there. And then also, if an image is kind of distressed and the lines on the outside don't all connect together, you might have to just go in with a light pencil and close those off. Otherwise, it tries to like get in there and cut it out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, Susan, I'm going to get to work. I understand using the correct brush color for color family, but you have to clean the brushes in between using lighter and darker shades. It's possible. What I usually do is when I am done with my crafting session, I have, wow, it really got shoved under there. I have this old tea towel, and you can see it has lots of color on it. I just take each of my brushes and blend them on here until no more ink comes off. Now, I know that some companies, and maybe the Tailored Expressions does, they do have like a pastel set, but I myself, I don't have both. I just try to always clean them off as well as I can on this before moving on. All right, so we have Toffee Pumpkin Sweet Basil. So I'm going to get out those brushes. And my stencils. Now, because these are rather large on here, oh, I need to make sure I know what right side up is. Oh, they do have numbers too. I wanted to make sure, might help if I actually showed you my overhead. I wanted to make sure like I didn't twist them, but they do have little numbers etched down here. But what I'm going to do is when I get this first one set up, I am going to mark around the edges. I'm just going to try to center it on there. I'm going to mark. This one is pretty much right in the square. So I'm just going to mark around there. And then I know that upper left-hand corner should always be where my pencil mark is before I get started. And I think I'll start with Toffee. And when I blend, you saw me tap a little bit off there. It probably would be better. I sometimes try to tap it off on the stencil so I can pick it up later if I need it. But sometimes if you go in right with that full strength that you've picked up from your pad, you get really dark places. And then I usually do clockwise and counterclockwise motions to try to get all the ink off my brush so I don't have to go over and re-ink as often, which I need a little bit there. Okay. So now I'm going to leave the tag where it's at, which I don't know if you saw me because I might have had the camera face on, but I put a little bit of ATG on the back of this and just took off some of the tack with my finger. So this stays where it's at. And then I'm just going to bring in the new stencil, which is number 2. Put that corner right up in there. And you do kind of want to make sure that it's lining up with what's already there. And that looks pretty good. And for this, I will go to my pumpkin. That time I'll tap on the stencil, and then I start kind of light at first because you can always add pressure later, but you cannot take it away. And that took me a while to figure out and understand. Let me know in the comment section if you have never stenciled before. And let me know if stenciling is one of your favorites. While you're over there typing, please, if you haven't already, if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and to be entered into the tag giveaway later, you do have to be a subscriber to my channel, and to be over in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. So make sure if you want to get entered to win that and you're just watching, which, hello, I appreciate you. But if you want to win the tag, you will need to become a subscriber so you can type in the chat later. And then finally, this is the green brush that I put in red earlier this week, but it seems to be, oh, I almost tried to ink up the same stencil. I know some of you are out there. Don't do it, Alicia. Thanks for watching out for me. Again, I'm going to start that in the same place. See how everything lines up. Oh, I am liking this already. I like kind of this mod looking pattern background. All right. Let's see if we got any ink on there still. Yep. And then we'll fill in the rest of the openings. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I was not holding that down. That moved a little bit. So if you think that's going to happen, you might want to tape down both sides. Be safe. Oh, awesome. I like to see some of you haven't done it before, but some are thinking about giving stenciling a try. Fantastic. You know, it's fun. It's a fun way to make a background. I resisted it. I resisted stencils for a long time, but once I like discovered, you know, used for the first time layering stencils, I was in love. All right. Oh, guys, this is cute. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. All right, now our little puppy dog's on there pretty big. So he covers up a lot of that. I guess that's okay. Now, I'm wondering if I should add. Let me get my markers out. I've misplaced my, no, right there. Okay. I only have one marker, but because this is a neutral, I think that I can go over and get some more browns. Or should I seriously just color his little muzzle? I am going to go over and get another shade of this, so I'll be right back. Well, so the next one I have, because I have to use my daughter's right now until Santa brings me mine. But the next one I have, 07.3, is 07.7. I think that might be a little dark. So I'm going to test this on something else. Because I also really didn't stamp him on the best paper to do a lot of coloring. So this is definitely not an optimized alcohol ink. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I like the way that looks. You know what, though? If it looks really awful, I can re-stamp and cut one of these. It was pretty quick. So I am just going to color in his muzzle for a little bit of color to bring out some of that toffee in the background. I like to go over the whole thing with the light ink and get it prepped. Oh, I forgot. You should not undo and redo the cap on these Olo markers. And then I'm just going to go in where I think the shade, the shaded area would be, which is here on the bottom. And I'm done with that, I think. And then blend this out. Then I want to pop him up off that tag. So I have that big section at the bottom, and I'm just going to cut a little strip for at the top. And I need to think of a secret word, you guys. I think today's is going to be super simple. So for day number 10, remember, this is a secret word. It's only for those of you who are watching me live or taking the time to rewatch the replay. If you give it away in the comments or the chat box, unfortunately, you will be disqualified. So please don't do that. Today's secret word is going to be dog. All right, we're just going simple. 3 letters, D-O-G. Write that down next to day 10. Sandra wants to know, what company is your foam from? I'm going to guess you mean my foam tape. So the one that I just used, which is 1/16 of an inch thick, this is from Tailored Expressions. But I also get pretty much the same thing. Let me hide this. Pretty much the same thing from Amazon, and I can get different widths. So I do have that. After the live, I'll try to remember to put the Tailored Expressions foam tape down there, and then the 3 sizes that I buy from Amazon. I love it because my nonstick scissors cut through it easily. And as long as you burnish the back, you know, like rub that in extra hard, this release paper comes off very nicely. I tried some cheaper stuff off Amazon, some cheaper foam tape, and it gummed up my scissors so bad it wouldn't even cut through there. All right, guys. That one went pretty quickly today. I think, Larissa, hopefully I answered your question too about the foam tape. I see some of you want me to color in his ears and tongue. I'm leaving them. I would have to go over there and find one that would go with my watermelon ink. I'm just going to leave him like this. If you win it and you want to add that, that is up to you. You can definitely do that, okay? All right. I think I might have all those. Okay. I think I got it. If I missed something that you really need me to answer, type it back in there again. So here, overhead. So here's today's tag, quick, easy. I'm not going to stamp anything up here like from that stamp set, just because he already takes up so much of that cool background that we stenciled. So there we go. Let's pick a winner. To get entered, you do have to be present here to win. And today, I got to share that first. Today, you are going to type into the chat box one time hashtag day 10. And it should look exactly like it does on screen. No spaces. It has to have that hashtag. So I will give you 2 minutes to type that in, and then we will do the drawing. Again, like I say every time, you don't need to spam the comment section with that because it will only give you 1 entry, all right? And you can kind of see as you guys are typing in, the numbers go up. So right now we're at 57 entries. So that's kind of fun to just pay attention to see. You get those in. I'm going to wet my whistle with some water. Diana G, I see that you're putting in spaces and you're putting in the number 10. Make sure to get your entry. It looks exactly like it does on screen. No spaces, and the number 10 should be spelled out. And then somehow StreamYard's giveaway tool works the magic and like counts up all your entries. All right, we got about 30 seconds left. If you do have any final questions for me, go ahead and put those in the comments and I'll answer those before we take off for the day. Time's up. Get those in. I'll give you just a few more seconds. All right. It looks like the numbers have leveled out at 72, so let's pick a winner. Good luck, everyone. Oh, Diana, you're lucky you got that in right. Yay, congratulations. Diana, down in the description box below is a link to a Google form that you'll have to fill out to claim your tag. It is 2 pages, so make sure you fill out each page and submit it. I would do it as soon as you can just so you don't forget, because I will not be going back at the end of the series to track down winners. So you'll want to make sure that you go ahead and get that submitted today. I did see a couple questions here. One of them was a while ago. Oh, goodness. All right, I see it on my screen over here. Susan T, have you finished your craft roulette card for this week? Susan, I was so tired on Friday. I went to bed at 7 o'clock. I started watching it, but I fell asleep. So I'm not even sure I know what the parameters are. So no, I have not done one for this week. And then also somebody asked about my shirt, what it says. It says, just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. Put over in the comment section if you know what musical that is from. You might, I don't know, you might be able to look at my background and see which musical I'm a bit obsessed with. Yep, here we go. Right here. Stamping is fun, Hamilton. Yes, it is one of the quotes from one of the songs, which just a tad bit obsessed with Hamilton. I've seen it like, not on Broadway, but I've seen it like, I think 8 times now, and I would see it 8 more. Catherine, can you remind me or us of the name of the channel I was on yesterday? Yes, Nancy Stamps. And you can also find a link to the actual video, which is now a replay, on the community tab. I did share that last night, and I also shared it in the Facebook group. Mom full of joy. I will be doing a recap at the very end. Right now, though, they're all kind of smushed together in that box, or they're together in the magnet thing. But I will do a recap at the end of the month. Susan's sharing the parameters here. the abstract blob. You know, now that you show me the parameters, I was awake for that part. I was probably on the verge of being asleep, though. And yes, the dog stamp probably would count as a blob. He is definitely a big blob on the floor. I can show, oh yeah, you just the tag I made today. Oh, let me hide your comment. So here's today's tag. And then at the beginning of each live, I do kind of show you all the tags that I have created so far. All right, get any last questions in? Otherwise, I think we're done. Guys, 10 days done, 14 more to go. I hope to see you all oh, yes, Catherine, I will not forget to sign it. Thank you. I will do that once we're done. Don't forget, tomorrow I'll be back at 9:30 a.m. Central, and I hope to see you here. If not, there's always the replay available. Make sure that you are watching those to get the secret words. And guys, until then, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye.